Hey there, so Chihuahuas, toilet training. Let's be honest, they have a reputation for being tough to toilet train. But what if? What if part of the problem is us and not the dog? What if we are making the problem worse? So in this video, we're going to be looking at the growing reliance on gadgets, I guess you'd call them, or disposables that have grown up around Chihuahua toilet training. We're talking diapers, we're talking nappies, we're talking pea pads. We're going to be looking at these and what are they actually teaching your dog, and could they be making your toilet training issues worse? So first of all, I'm going to talk about diapers, or nappies as we call them in the UK, and the growing use on an idea that you can put your Chihuahua in a nappy to resolve toileting in the house. And obviously, yes, if you put your dog in a diaper, that will stop them toileting in the house. But what else is or isn't it doing for your dog? First of all, when you put a nappy or diaper on your dog, it doesn't teach them anything. It is not helping them learn to control their bladder. It's letting them just pee at will. So you're not teaching your dog to hold their bladder and to wait until they get to an appropriate place to toilet. Another problem with diapers is it prevents natural behavior. It prevents the natural ritual, if you will, that goes around when with you, that goes with your dog actually going to the toilet, because it's not all about just emptying the bladder. Going to the toilet for a dog has other things involved in it. They like to sniff, they like to find the right spot, they like to overmark other dogs, they like to leave messages for other dogs. It's all part of their natural behavior, and putting a diaper on your dog actually kind of prevents that. It stops the dog behaving in a natural way. Now, another issue with diapers is it can create nasty burns and sores on your Chihuahua's skin. Now, did a piece a couple of years ago now, and I went up to Battersea Dogs Home. So if you're in the States, that is one of the most iconic animal rescues in the UK. And they'd had a big sway of Chihuahuas from a hoarding situation. So I went up there with a view to, can I help place these dogs using our website? And I got talking to one of the workers up there, and she was telling me that she had a dog that had come in. Not only could the dog barely walk because it had been carried everywhere, and its muscle tone was really poor, but it also had skin lesions where it had just been in a diaper all the time, and the dog had literally no idea about going to the toilet and holding its bladder. So that was a huge amount of rehabilitation for that poor little Chihuahua before he could be home somewhere. So nappies and diapers do kind of prevent a natural behavior for your dog. They do introduce the concepts of burns and sore skin, etc. Now, another thing against diapers, obviously, is they're expensive and they're extremely bad for the environment. So I would suggest, unless your dog has a medical problem. Now, obviously, if they're incontinent or they have a medical problem, that's very different. Or possibly they're in season, then no dog should be wearing diapers. Every dog should be given the opportunity to toilet outside, because it's part of their basic needs. You as an owner should be meeting your dog's basic needs, and them being able to toilet naturally is obviously going to be part of that. Now, in the same vein as nappies, we've got belly bands. Now, I kind of get why people use them, okay? Because if Chihuahuas can be prone to marking, okay? Let's be honest, they can be prone to marking, and people obviously don't want their male dogs cocking their legs up stuff all over the house. I get that, okay? But we need to look at the why the dog is marking. And don't always think the dog's got to be castrated, and when you have it castrated it will stop it marking, because it can absolutely not do that, and it can absolutely have totally the opposite effect. But that is a video for another day. So we're talking about belly bands. Now, belly bands are kind of like a fabric that goes around, and it obviously covers the dog's penis, etc., so that they can't lift their leg and wee, or if they do lift their leg and wee, it just gets soaked up into the band. Again, it's preventing a natural behavior. It is holding urine close to the dog's skin. It looks really stupid and is demeaning for the dog. And you're not looking at the why of the situation. You can train a dog not to mark in the house. You just have to want to do that. Now, quite often marking in the house, I mean, it is a big subject, and we do have other videos on that, on how to stop your dog marking in the house, on our channel. So do go and check that out, and I will put the link below. But quite often, marking in the house is based in excitement and anxiety. So if your dog is charging around in a high state of arousal, barking out the window, chasing the cat or whatever, you may well find that lifting their leg and marking up something is just a natural part of that crazy behavior. So you can look at the why. You can look at changing your dog's environment and making changes to their environment that will prevent marking. So rather than put them in a belly band, look at why your dog is doing it, and look at how you can make those changes so that your dog can learn to not do that and pee outside. So I feel really strongly about belly bands and diapers because they are really demeaning for the breed. You don't see a German Shepherd, you don't see a Great Dane walking around the street in a diaper. Chihuahuas are dogs. They should be treated like a dog. They really do not need all of these crazy gadgets and all of this kind of, I can't think of the words to describe it, but I'm going to guess you kind of know what I mean. So Pea Pads. Now, Pea Pads are slightly different because they don't actually cause any physical harm to your dog. They're not going to create skin lesions, etc. But again, they do prevent natural behavior. Your dog should be trained to pee outside. Peeing outside is part of their basic requirements of a dog. When you train them on a pea pad, you are training them to pee in your house, okay? And so many dogs, when they are moved on or rescued, everything, have no idea, again, about peeing outside because people have been insistent that they must pee in either a litter tray or on a pea pad. Pea pads are meant for when you've got a litter of puppies, or you've got a very young puppy that has no control on their over their bladder, to protect your floor. It's not a lifestyle choice. It's not something that we train our dog to pee on, because if you do that, and later you want the dog to pee outside, you are just going to cause confusion. We should go from get our puppy, get them outside. Okay, now some people worry because their dog hasn't had their shots, but if you're taking them outside to a place that isn't a public place, that doesn't have dogs wandering in and out of it, your dog will be fine. In your garden, in your yard, your dog will be fine. So rather than pea pad train them, move them straight outside and teach them to pee outside, okay? Because it's not a natural behavior for your dog to pee on a piece of paper. And like I say, all you're doing is just training the dog to pee in the house. So that is a very quick rundown of why part of Chihuahua School is we never encourage people to use these items to toilet train your dog, okay? Because it's not a natural behavior, because they can cause physical and mental harm to your dog, and they look really stupid, okay? Please don't do this to your dog. Let's get our dogs behaving like dogs. Let's get them out in the fresh air, paws on the floor, and just doing what dogs are supposed to do. I fully understand that people will be outraged by this message, and I fully understand that people will not agree. And I also understand that there will be some exceptions. Do you live in extreme weather environments where getting your dog out just is going to be dangerous? I kind of get that. But in general, for the majority of our dogs, it should be paws on the floor and peeing outside. Now, I hope you found this video useful. As ever, please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.